So, my dear friends, enlightenment is a spark of light. We've heard that. It reveals the truth and overcomes the myth. But today I'm going to talk to you that enlightenment is not just one spark. And many of you are thinking, what is this? Why is it two sparks? Many of you, up till today, we have never not spoken on the two sparks of enlightenment. But you know it. You know there are two sparks. And some of you wonder how enlightened you are. Where are you on this journey of enlightenment? And then you're trying your best to understand as to how much have you reached in that journey of enlightenment. How much have you reached? Where have you reached? And I got this realization that I have to tell you, you have to go through one spark and then you have to go through another spark. There is the one spark that will lead to another spark. What are these two sparks? And we have said it 100 times, but we have not spoken of them as two sparks. And you must realize there are two clear sparks, a smaller realization and a bigger realization. And unless we go through the smaller realization, we can't have the bigger realization. What are the two sparks now? The two sparks are: one, self-realization, and two, God realization. Now you'll say, oh, we know it. We know this is something new. No, it's new because we always thought self-realization and God realization to be one. We always thought it is one. You have realization is both. No. Today I am separating the two. You may be self-realized, but you may not be God realized. You may have complete clarity that I am not I. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the ego, I am the divine soul. You may have complete clarity, but you have no clarity on God. Therefore, you have to pray. You have no option. You have no option, but you have to pray because you are living with fear, and worry, and stress, and anxiety. And how do you deal with it? So it's important to understand these two realizations. And unless you have the first spark, there will not be enough light to reach the next door of enlightenment. Now, we don't even know there is another door because we are ignorant. We are ignorant about all these things. Actually, the beautiful story of a king. A king went to the saint and told saint, you are a big saint, you are such a Mahapurush, you are such a Maharishi, you are such a big saint. Tell me, what can I do for you? No, I want to meet God. So the saint also, saints sometimes have got a great sense of humor. The saint has a great sense of humor. So what does the saint tell him? Okay, you give appointment letter to God. So the king, he asked the king, you write down all your details. Like how you have got a resume, right? So you write down, I am Raja, this Raja I am, and this is my kingdom, and this is my age, and all these things. So the saint took the details and he told him, okay, come back after 2 days. I'll send your resume to God. After 2 days, when the king came back, the saint said, I sent your resume to God. So the king said, okay, when can I meet God? The saint said, God has rejected your application. God has rejected your application. Why? Everything in the application is false. You are telling you are a king, you are telling you are father of, you are son of, you are owner of, how much money you have, means you don't know who you are. And God said, unless you know who you are, I cannot meet you. So this obviously is just a story, right? You understand. But what does the story tell us? The story tells us that unless there is self-realization, there cannot be God realization. The first spark of enlightenment is self-realization. First realizing, not the body, not the mind, not the ego. First realizing, neti neti, tattvamasi. Huh? Tattvamasi neti neti, tum ho vahi ye nahi. But many people think that's all. Tattvamasi neti neti, enlightenment ho gaya. Is it over? Atmatray. If If you have self-realization, is the game over? Are you enlightened? You are not enlightened. You are not enlightened because you have only realized the first spark. You have not realized the second spark. Huh? And you need a second spark. In this song, what have I written? अंतर्ज्ञान जब हो जाता है, अनुभूति होती है, स्वयं आनंद हूँ मैं प्रभु की अभिव्यक्ति, एहसास हो जाता ये अपरोक्ष अनुभूति है, मैं तो तन मन नहीं, सच में तो आत्मा में, अंतर्ज्ञान होना है, अनुभूति होनी है. So you have to first realize this. And in that realization, first, who am I? Am I the one who I see in the mirror? Am I that? No, I'm not the one that I see in the mirror. That's only the body. So many people, they do what do they do in this? They try to use analogies that can make them realize I am not the one in the mirror. I tell people, दर्पण में जो है दिखता, क्या वो शख्स हूँ मैं, या जो ये है चेहरा, क्या सच में ये हूँ मैं, अनुभूति जब हो जाती, एहसास हो जाता है, ये नहीं मैं, सच में तू हूँ वही मैं, अनुभूति ये होनी है. You need अनुभूति. Now you'll say, yeah, anubhuti, but anubhuti has two anubhutis. So today we are talking about two anubhutis. Not one anubhuti, not one spark, not one realization, but two. Many of you will give lecture. You can give 1 hour lecture. Oh, I am not body, I am not mind, I am ego. I am not ego, I am soul. But how many of you can give a lecture on I am God? Today, I want you to talk to me. How many people can tell me with board? I will question you. You tell me I am God. You talk to me this. This is the difficult spark of enlightenment. Because God realization is the difficult aspect. God realization comes when we cross the 8 stages of spiritual awakening. We have to cross these 8 stages. Then we see God as SIP. We see SIP everywhere. There is nothing else. Have I not told you before? प्रभु पास है, कण कण में है, प्रभु है शक्ति, परम शक्ति वो है, प्रभु है अनंत, अनादि वो है, प्रभु है अमर सर्व शक्ति वो है पास, दूर नहीं, प्रभु है शक्ति हर जीव में वो. So it is important for us to reach that state. When we reach that state of God realization, then we see God everywhere. Because for somebody God is Krishna, somebody God is Shiva, somebody God is Jesus. किसी के लिए वो कृष्णा है, किसी के लिए शिव येसु है, कोई ढूंढे उन्हें मंदिर में, ना जाने के वो अंदर है, वो परम सर्वशक्ति है, वो ना व्यक्ति ना मूर्ति है वो शक्ति जिसकी सीमा नहीं, उनसे ये धरती चलती है, उनकी शक्ति से हर व्यक्ति है. So these bhajans can change your life. How many of you, many of you come and tell me, I listen to the bhajans, because the bhajans can reinforce. And many of you are listening to Bollywood bhajans. Many of you are listening just to kirtan. Of course, kirtan is very good, very good. But the kirtan will only make you create duality. I want you to reach the second spark of enlightenment, because only after second spark of enlightenment, you will reach the third spark. Now what is the third spark? First spark is self-realization. Second spark is God realization. What is the third spark? You know, the third spark is liberation and unification. Therefore, there are three sparks. First spark moving from knowledge to realization. Unless there's proper enlightenment, then you can't, impossible to go to God realization. Unless you let go of the ego, I, God will remain in the sky. Our problem is that we are caught in thought, and we have to get out of this. We have to be free from the mind, which makes us blind. सबसे बड़ा दुश्मन ये अहंकार है, हमसे प्रभु को ये छीन लेता है, मैं ये हूं और ये मेरा है, कहते कहते प्रभु को खो देता है। प्रभु तो दिल के अंदर ही बसते हैं, अहंकार उन्हें दूजा बनाता है। The ego separates God. The ego makes me separate from God. When I realize I am nothing, I taught you a few days back, I told you what happens to the ego. What happens to the ego when I realize I am nothing? We become the enlightened ego. The enlightened ego lives as the soul. Then we move towards the second spark of enlightenment, God realization. Enlightenment is incomplete without the two sparks. We need to complete enlightenment. Self-realization, God realization. So where are you? In this journey, you have to ask me, you have to talk to me today, and you have to tell me, which phase have you reached? Are you enlightened about self? Are you clear? I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the ego, I am the divine soul. Or you are not clear. Remember, when Adi Shankara, he was a small boy of 8 years old, when he was wandering in search of a guru, he wanted self-realization, enlightenment. He met Govindapada. Govindapada asked him in Sanskrit, who are you? Ko aham. And Shankara, when he was 8-year-old, what did he say? He said, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. He said, Manobodhi Hankara Chittani Naham Nachashrotra Jive Nach. So he went on to say, I am Shiva. But that was still the boy. He had to go through the sparks. For the second spark of enlightenment, who is God? Where is God? What is God? God is not God. God is Sip. God is the soul. God is Possimum. God is a Sip that is in all. You start living as a Satchidanand Atma when you realize God. Even after the first spark of enlightenment, the mind and ego will come back and say, how can I be God here? I have so many people who are so much wanting to be on this path, but they cannot accept non-duality. They talk of Traitavad. Traitavad means Prabhu alag hai, Jagat alag hai, Jeev alag hai. But they are not able to realize ye Prabhu, Jeev or Jagat kahan se aaya. Only the ones who are enlightened with the real spark, they realize, it's very clear. It's just like somebody saying the bangle is different and the gold is different. But where did the bangle come from? The bangle came from the gold. No, bangle is different, gold is different. They don't want to accept. So the mind and ego stops it. And therefore there's duality. Therefore many people are enlightened with one spark. They are confused. They believe the soul will be reborn. Those who believe the soul will be reborn, they are not enlightened. Means they don't understand the meaning of soul. So therefore we have to go through these sparks. Huh? तुम नहीं जानते हो तुम सच में कौन हो जागो तुम तो ये तो नहीं सच में तुम वो हो नेति नेति ये नहीं तुम वो हो तत्वमसि तुम वो हो तुम तो आत्मा हो. So you have to realize, मैं ये तन नहीं, मन नहीं, नाम नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं. मैं तो आत्मा हूं, मैं तो परमात्मा हूं. This realization is completes enlightenment. Therefore, today I find out where are you. And if you see, if you have got God realization, then namaskaram. Namaskaram means then you don't need anything else. It is just like Hanuman. Remember Hanuman? एक दिन हनुमान से पूछा श्री राम ने, तुम्हारा मुझसे क्या है नाता? हनुमान ने कहा, प्रभु दास हूं आपका। हनुमान ने कहा, प्रभु दास हूं आपका, पर जब एहसास हुआ मैं हूं आत्मा, एहसास हुआ मैं हूं आत्मा। और हनुमान टोल्ड राम, मैं भी एक आत्मा, आप भी तो एक आत्मा है, फर्क कोई ना हमारा। राम फिर प्रसन्न हुए हनुमान के एहसास से, हम सच में तो है परमात्मा परमात्मा। क्या एहसास हुआ है? वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू रियलाइज आई एम गॉड। हैव यू रियलाइज्ड आई एम गॉड? How do you reach that state of realization? That is the biggest challenge. My dear friends, today's session is just this. Today's session is to help you to understand the two sparks of enlightenment. Enlightenment is not just ding dong, light comes on. Always we speak about that light coming on and we are enlightened. No. You have one spark and then you have another spark. Unless you have the first spark, you don't have the light to have the second spark. And the first spark is Tattvamasi. The second spark is Aham Brahmasmi or Prajnanam Brahma. The first spark is I am a soul. The second spark, Sip, is in all. If you are truly seeking enlightenment, then I have to help you with these two sparks. I have to help you attain two levels of enlightenment. Because ultimately, I cannot do it. Can I come and switch on the light inside you? What did Buddha say? Buddha said, Appo Dipo Bhava. Appo Dipo Bhava means you have to light your own light. But I have to guide you. How will I guide you? I have to guide you with these sparks. I have to guide you with Neti Neti Tattvamasi. My guru told me Neti Neti Tattvamasi, not Neti Neti, he told me Tattvamasi 25 years back. After 25 years, I understood Tattvamasi. It took me 25 years of wandering. But then, because I know it is a very difficult subject, I try hard. I try hard to help you achieve these two sparks. There are two sparks, 1, 2. So first is one spark, then two sparks. So how many of you have got the one spark? But we need the two sparks. It's like in your car, one headlight is on. If one headlight is on, you can't see the road properly. Both headlights have to come on. Both the lights have to be on. So you want two lights to come on. Self-realization, God realization. And today I'm telling you, this will lead to the third spark. The third spark is moksha, nirvana, salvation. When you achieve that, that is not in our hands. That is in the moment of death. When the body dies, if we have got, what is the whole magic about these two sparks? If these two sparks are perfect, the third spark is automatic. But if your two sparks are weak, suppose you get a spark of self-realization, God realization, then you are lost. Suppose you fall into drugs, you fall into wine, you fall into women, you fall into wealth, you fall into gold and diamonds, into cars and aeroplanes. You are lost. Many realized people, they ask me, many sadhus and swamis, they are using what is called siddhi. You know what is siddhi? Siddhi means they will use power, magical powers. And they will try to impress people by what they call miracles. No, we don't need to perform any miracles. These are all this magic shows good for the circus. But we don't need to be in a circus, my dear friends. We need to be very focused on self-realization, on God realization. And the objective of self-realization and God realization is liberation. Liberation and unification. If you are not liberated, then what is the use? It's like going to the airport. It's like going to the airport with your passport and your visa and your ticket. Many people, they do it. And then sitting in the coffee shop and then not going in the plane, and then going back home. Then what is the use of you going to the, like, some of you will be laughing here also giving Zoom call. He missed a flight from Helsinki, and then he's sitting in. No, but that was, of course, with it's not that I was wanting to miss the flight, but it was a bad planning. Like today we went in a train outside Amsterdam. We went in a train and we planned to come back 1 hour before. So good enough, 1 hour before. But the train was late by 55 minutes. And then apart from that, it started raining. Not in the forecast. There was no forecast of rains. But we human beings, we don't understand that everything is not in our hands. We have to learn to surrender. We have to learn to accept. All this comes in the spark of self-realization, God realization. All this comes in that journey towards moksha, nirvana, and salvation. So my dear friends, we will quickly go into question answers. Next week, I hope to talk to you. What are we all seeking in the enlightenment journey? You are all in the enlightenment journey, right? What are you seeking in the enlightenment journey? And what must we actually seek? You know, in this enlightenment journey, some people, they are seeking money. Some people are seeking power. Some people are seeking happiness. Some people are seeking God. Some people are seeking purpose of life. Some people want nirvana, moksha. Some people want darshan of God. No, there are many people wanting in the enlightenment journey also. People don't know what they want. Some people, they say, I want to do good karma and I want to come back. I want to do good karma and I want to come back. So if that's what you're seeking, tell me. Then I have to guide you. In the Zoom call, I have to guide you whether what you're doing is correct or what you're doing is wrong. So what are we all seeking in the enlightenment journey and what we must actually seek? So my dear friends, this is what I have planned for today, and we will get on to question answers. But before I hand over to question answers, I'm just repeating to you, there are 2 sparks of enlightenment. The smallest spark, self-realization. The biggest spark, God realization. 2 sparks, and the 3rd spark is liberation. Where are you on this? How much have you realized? Self. What is holding you back? Many people tell me, self-realization, I'm good, very good, I'm perfect. God realization, if I look at my mother-in-law, I feel like taking a slipper and beating her. I say, why? My mother-in-law is such a rascal. I say, what happened, your mother-in-law? Why is she the rascal? No, that day, I kept food for my husband. I kept food for my husband in the kitchen. Only my mother-in-law and we were there. And I told my husband when he came night, I said, I will prepare the food and give. And when my husband came, my mother-in-law, she wants to get me into trouble. She took the food and she put in the kachadaka dabba. She put the food in the dustbin. Now there is no food for my husband. And he came and he started beating me. He came, I'm hungry. Give me food. I'm hungry. Give me food fast. No, eat something. One slap, one more, fat. Mother-in-law wanted to put the daughter-in-law in trouble. You know, sometimes mother-in-law is more possessive about son than wife can be possessive about son. So I'm saying, how can I see my mother-in-law as God? People have, sometimes they say, how can I see somebody in my family? They are such a troublesome people that make me miserable. How can I see them as God? There is a way. There is a way. And then you can ask me how. I will guide you. There is a way. Even to see, how can we see this terrorist? The terrorist, he blew up 100 people dead. How can I see the terrorist as God? This tiger, it's eating all the deers. How can I see it as God? There's so much cruelty. There's so much. How can I see as God? Well, that is why it is the 2nd spark. And when there is a 1st spark, then it's easy to reach the 2nd spark. And then automatically you get the 3rd spark. So, Administrator, I hope we can get on to question answers. Yes. Who would like to start? Do we have? Oh, I have some name. I have Yogita, and then and there's one number. I don't know who's the number, and then Komal. Yogita and Komal. Let's start with Yogita and Komal. Yes.
Good morning, Guruji.
Good morning. Good morning. है क्या आपके?
Good
I thought
evening.
वहाँ पे good night है.
Sorry, actually मैं दूसरे कमरे में भागी ना तो. अच्छा मेरे को गुरुजी पहले आपसे क्वेश्चन करना है. मैंने आपके आज शॉर्ट वीडियो देखी तो उसमें आपने ट्यूलिप्स के बारे में यू वर टेलिंग कि आपको वो प्रभु दिखते हैं, डिवाइन शक्ति दिखती है. क्योंकि मेरे को मेरा फॉल अपना दिखता है, मेरा लालच बहुत है खाने में. तो आपको खाने का गुरुजी अब कैसा लगता है? मतलब जैसे खाने की प्रति आपका होता है जैसे कुछ मीठा या किसी समथिंग?
No, I am also foodie. I eat a lot of food. For me, I used मीठा मतलब I used to be crazy about Alfonso Main. I used to be crazy about gulab jamun. I used to be crazy about kulfi, faluda, rabdi. I was crazy.
Same with me, sir.
हाँ, तो मैंने सब छोड़ दिया.
सर वही तो मेरे को ग्रीड अपनी ये छुड़वाना, ये छुटती नहीं है मुझसे ग्रीड.
हाँ, छुटती नहीं. आपसे छुटती नहीं, आप छोड़ती नहीं. आप बोलते छुटती नहीं, ये छुटती की बात नहीं, आपको छोड़ना है.
तो वो कैसे लाएं मन के ऊपर कंट्रोल? वो तो होता ही नहीं है.
That is what we are talking every day. मन है ही नहीं. आपने मन को बाप बना दिया. आपने मन को मान लिया. अरे मुझे नहीं. See, let me tell you one thing. You know, I always tell this story. Haven't you heard the story of Ramakrishna Ashram? That Pujari, you remember? You have heard that story? In Belur Math, in Ramakrishna, जहाँ पे पंडित जी हर फ्राइडे को आरती करते हैं. वो जब आरती करते हैं, जो हेड पुजारी है, उनको लस्सी का एक बड़ा ग्लास मिलता है हर फ्राइडे को. तो ये जो पुजारी होते हैं ना, वो तो वेट करते हैं. अरे यार मेरा चांस आए तो मुझे वो ठंडा लस्सी चाहिए. यू नो हाउ लस्सी इज, नो, मीठा ठंडा लस्सी इन अ हॉट समर डे. तो एक बुजुर्ग ओल्ड स्वामी को जब भी उसको दिया, उन्होंने एक ड्रॉप चखा और वापस दे दिया. तो जो जूनियर स्वामी था वो पूछता है, स्वामी जी, सब स्वामी, they all love this so much. They love this lassi so much. You don't like it? You don't like the lassi? This old Swami says, because I like it too much, I'm not eating it. I'm not having it. I'm not drinking it. जिस चीज से हम कैदी बनते हैं, what makes us a prisoner, we have to give it up.
Yes, this is something.
If it doesn't make you prisoner, you can enjoy. Suppose you are not a prisoner, it comes to you as a prasadam, no problem. I was like that for dosa. I was mad about dosa. Dosa matlab I would send my driver, go bring dosa and come. I'll tell him, bring dosa and bring masala dosa. After he brings it, I'll say, where is the masala dosa? Nahi, wapas jao. Then I will tell him it must be double roast kadak dosa. Then he will bring masala dosa. It will be kacha. I will send him back. For 2 hours, I sent him 6 times already to bring the right dosa. I was such a mad fellow. Pagal tha, bilkul pagal. So we have to learn. Now I'm not mad about dosa. Dosa aayega to khayega. Aayega to khayega. What you must remember? Milega to khayega. Nahi milega to jayega. No problem. You should not say, nahi, mujhe khana nahi chahiye, mujhe mango chahiye, Alfonso mango chahiye. Then we become a slave. Okay.
और एक क्वेश्चन और है सर. मुझे ये पूछना गुरुजी, एक सेकंड. हाँ गुरुजी, मैं अब ये प्रैक्टिस कर पाती हूँ कि आई एम सेपरेट एंड आई एम नॉट अ बॉडी, आई एम नॉट माइंड. ये कर पाती हूँ और ऑब्जर्व भी कर पाती हूँ. बट ये जो आपने अभी एग्जाम्पल दिया मदर इन लॉ का, वो कुछ ना कुछ कर जाती हैं और मेरे को उनके प्रति कोई दया माया नहीं, सब भूल भाल. और मतलब मेरी वही रिवेंज और रिटेलिएशन स्टार्ट हो जाता. मतलब आई ट्राई माई बेस्ट बट कोशिश
But if
करती
you
हूँ अपने जीवन
no,
में, लेकिन नहीं हो पाता। मतलब लगता
but
है
if
अरे
you
यार सुबह उठते उठते ये स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं।
but if you try and you fail, that means you fail. That is a test for you.
वेरी डिफिकल्ट टेस्ट।
But then you have to come back and another mother-in-law. मतलब not just one mother-in-law now, मतलब फिर वापस आना है, फिर और एक mother-in-law चाहिए आपको। हाँ, this is शायर's favorite story of शायर। हाँ, मैं तो इतनी तंग आ चुकी हूँ, I want to commit suicide. You commit suicide because of mother-in-law. I don't want to live. No problem. Then you come back and again you have a new mother-in-law. So we have to realize this. Okay, we have to be free. Chalo, let's move on. Komal.
नमस्ते सर, थैंक यू।
नमस्ते, बोलो कोमल।
हाँ, आज का जो ये टॉपिक है, ये मेरा भी एकदम फेवरेट टॉपिक है कि व्हाट इज गॉड। तो एक दिन बैठ के हम लोग कुछ बात कर रहे थे किसी से, तो ये क्वेश्चन किया कि व्हाट इज गॉड। तो अंदर से ये आंसर आया कि ये क्वेश्चन गलत है, क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए व्हाट इज नॉट गॉड। और फिर सोचा हु इज गॉड, कहते नहीं ये भी नहीं, हु इज नॉट गॉड। एंड देन वेयर इज गॉड, ये भी गलत है, वेयर इज नॉट गॉड। मतलब कोई ऐसी जगह, कोई ऐसी चीज, कुछ ऐसा है जो गॉड नहीं है। तो ये क्वेश्चन ही गलत हो गया कि क्या गॉड कहाँ क्या है। जड़ चेतन में डोलता, वो गाना है ना, इतना पसंद है मुझे और इतना मजा आता है सुन के। घट घट में पंछी डोलता, जड़ चेतन में बोलता। कहीं मैनिफेस्ट हुआ है, कहीं नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन वो हर जगह, हर चीज, हर एक में है, ये पता चलता है। लेकिन वही है कि जब इंटर ह्यूमन रिलेशनशिप में हम लोग इंटरेक्शंस करते हैं, तो सम टाइम्स वी नीड टू यूज अवर विजडम हाउ टू यूटिलाइज इट। एकदम सबको तो नहीं गॉड बना के गोदी में बिठा सकते हैं ना, जैसे उन्होंने बोला कि वो है, लेकिन वहां अपना थोड़ा सा विजडम यूज करके अंदर से यू आर ओके विद दैट पर्सन। दैट्स व्हाट आई फील। बट ऊपर से थोड़ा सा तो कुछ मैनिपुलेट करना पड़ता है लाइफ को, ताकि वो स्मूथली चलती रहे, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। अंदर से क्लियर है सब अंदर से गॉड दिखता है, लेकिन ऊपर से हर एक को देख पाना इट्स ओके, बट थोड़ा सा समझदारी से लेना पड़ता है।
If you lose your what she was telling, that she loses her revenge and anger, सब आ जाता है।
वो नहीं होना है, वो नहीं होना है।
अगर वो आएगा मतलब आपका मतलब फिर एहसास नहीं है ना। अगर एहसास होगा तो then you will not. So we have to see this, Komal, this is a journey. ये जो है एक यात्रा है। We have to evolve in this journey, and that's why I said to reach that state of God. अब God की बोल रहे, पहले तो self, पहले तो ये एहसास, this realization, I am not Komal, I am a soul, and soul is Sip, and I am Sip and Sip in all. That's why this very beautiful thing I told you all, ISIS, I am soul, soul is Sip, I am Sip, Sip is in all. I have given you all very simple, मतलब even बच्चा समझ सकता है कि हम क्या बोल रहे हैं. We have to try to reach that point. Okay, thank you. Administrator, we have a gentleman with no name. What's your who's 1602034? Yes, sir. Please unmute him. He's gone off this video. Sir, your name is not appearing. What is your? You've come before and asked a question, right?
Yeah, namaste.
Namaste. What's your name?
My name is Nitish Kumar.
आप पहले भी आए हैं ना Nitish? Last time Nitish Kumar
actually sorry, I joined with a different email ID.
हाँ, last time आपका नाम दिख रहा था. Last time आपका नाम दिख रहा था Nitish Kumar.
हाँ, मतलब ये मैंने गलती से कोई और email ID से login कर लिया.
No problem. Tell me Nitish, what is your question?
My question is like our body is made up of 5 elements of nature. So yeah. So what makes up a soul?
What is the?
What makes up a soul?
What makes up the soul? The soul, yeah. The soul is energy. The soul is power. So the elements are not. The elements are also a power, but the element is not a live power. The element is also a power of God, but it is. There are two powers. एक है सोल पावर जिसमें जान है, और एक है तत्व की पावर, मॉलिक्यूल पावर, एलिमेंट पावर, वो भी प्रभु है, but in that there is no soul. The element, for example, mountain and ocean, उसका ना जन्म होता है ना मृत्यु होती है. No birth and no death. But any creature with a soul, dog, cat, frog, tree, you, me, there will be birth and there will be death. The soul is energy. It is power. It is not created. It is not destroyed. It is the power of SIP. It comes from SIP. अगर अभी आप जिंदा है, मैं जिंदा हूँ. You can listen to me. I can talk to you. If you and me lose the soul, you cannot listen. I cannot talk. The soul is a human power of life. I think your connection is a little weak, Ritesh. So, but I hope I've answered. I hope I've answered your question. We will go on to Surajit. Surajit and Bliss. Thank you, Surajit and Bliss.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Surajit.
सर मुझे चेस गेम खेलना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. मैं उसको मतलब बेस्ट प्लेयर होना चाहता हूँ चेस गेम में, और क्योंकि मुझे ये इंटेलेक्चुअल गेम है और इसके पास मैं स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी भी कर रहा हूँ. तो सर ठीक है ना?
वो चेस गेम से क्या मिलेगा?
सर क्योंकि ये इंटेलेक्चुअल गेम है, बुद्धि का खेल है और मुझे बुद्धि का खेल अच्छा लगता है.
So when you are playing chess, you need full concentration. Though the mind is still. If you make wrong decision, if you go to mind state in chess game, you will get checkmate. You will lose the game. So it is not wrong. It is not wrong. It is chess game is like meditation. There is no harm. It is not like drinking whiskey. Drinking whiskey is bad. Playing chess game is not bad. But don't overdo it. Don't try to become a champion. Then you are failed.
सर इसलिए तो मैंने कहा ये इंटेलेक्चुअल गेम है, इसलिए मुझे अच्छा लगता है. मैं चैंपियन या
लेकिन no, you must play the game not to become a champion. If you are playing a game to become champion, क्या होता है? You know? बोलो क्या होता है?
माइंड का डिजायर होता है और जब डिजायर इनकम्प्लीट हो जाता है तब मतलब गुस्सा आता है, खराब लगता है.
No. When you want to become champion means the ego is alive. If the ego is alive, you are dead.
हाँ वही तो बोला. मतलब
नहीं, आपने mind बोला. Mind नहीं, ego.
हाँ माइंड ईगो के साथ युक्त होकर फिर बोलता है.
Okay, so you should not want to become a champion. You can play chess. It is not bad, but don't have this goal of becoming a champion. That's not good. Okay, thank you, Surajit. Bliss. After Bliss, we have Krishna and Raji and Ranjana. Bliss, Krishna, Raji, Ranjana.
Hi, Shravandhir. Shravandhir.
Tell me, Bliss.
I was thinking about many situations or temper is test. And you can read what I write, please. It will be more easy for everyone to.
Am I right, or we are tested day after day on certain sensitive points until the moment when it leaves us smiling in acceptance and realization? Some confront us to feed them with our negative reactions and create karma. They test us until we are able to see God in them despite everything. See, let me tell you one thing. It is wrong to believe that we are being tested. We are not being tested. No. Our karma is coming back to us. And as the karma is coming back to us, it is for us to react spiritually. If we do not react spiritually, then we will fail. So it's not like a test. We cannot think of it to be like a test. It is a real life. It is not a game of test. Oh, somebody is testing me. No. Not like that.
But it's Maya. It's theater.
It is Maya, and it is for us to overcome the Maya. It is for us to realize the Maya, to realize the Leela, the drama. And it is not, God has no time to test you. 8 billion people, God has no time.
But karma
is coming. It's not testing. You decide. You have intellect. You choose. We are thinking of this to be a test. Don't think like that.
Okay.
Because when you think it's a test, then our whole approach is different. No, you think this is my karma, I need to move beyond. Okay.
Back up.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Bliss.
you.
Thank you. After Bliss, we have Krishna, Raji, and Ranjana. Krishna, are you there? If Krishna is not there, Raji. Till Krishna comes.
Shubham Guruji.
Shubham. Yes, Krishna, are you there? We can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
No, we can't hear you. Your connection. Administrator, can you hear us?
No, can't hear her.
We can't hear you. Okay, speak now. Krishna, speak.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I can. What is your question?
Can you hear me?
Yes. What is your
Yes, sir,
question?
my question is because
No, your connection is not good, Krishna. Can you please just check your connection and come back? Raji.
Shubham Guruji.
Shivaham, Raji and Ranjana. Yes.
Sipin Raji wants only spark, two sparks.
What do you want? 2 sparks.
Yes.
Okay.
Rest I don't want anything. Sipin Raji does not want anything. That way I should.
So Sipin Raji does not want me, then Sipin Raji should have action according to that.
Okay.
Suppose you are saying, no, Sipin Raji does not want anything, but what is Sipin Raji doing? She's going to buy new silk sari.
No.
No.
She does not buy any silk saree. She does not get angry. And because previously she used to get angry, but whenever she used to get angry, she used to tell Ram. So now no angry. Now simply keep quiet. Whatever comes, I accept everything. Sipin Raji accepts everything. So now only because the more
what you said just now, Sipin Raji wants
2 spark.
Wants 2 sparks.
Correct.
And wants sip also. You told I want sip.
Yes.
So it's just like you telling, I don't want anything except I want my nose. If you tell, I don't want anything except I want my nose, then what somebody will tell? I don't want anything, only I want my nose. I don't want anything, only I want my nose. So then what is the answer?
Nose is already there.
It was already there. Sip is already there, na Raji?
Yes.
How will you realize sip?
Realize it.
How will you realize sip? How?
How?
You know?
By keeping.
By dropping Raji.
Okay, I have to try.
See, Komal spoke very well. Komal said beautifully. She said, "Where is God? No, where God is not." No, the words are very beautiful. The words are very beautiful, but practically, are we able to realize God everywhere? See, we can speak many things. Speaking is not the thing. We have to, Raji. That's why. See, you are God, but you are thinking you are Raji. What to do? Unless you say I am not, unless you realize I am not Raji, then you become Sip.
I'll practice that.
Yeah. So you have to keep on eliminating the ego. Keep on eliminating the I, the me, the mine, I, me, mine, I, me, mine. Keep removing that. Then you will come there. Ranjana and then Krishna. Ranjana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Soham, Guruji, and everyone else on the call.
Bolo.
Guruji, as per my mother's wish, we donated her body to medical college for study by the medical students, and they really preserve the body for 5 years, and it is allocated to 5 to 10 students. And after their completion of their course, the body is cremated or whatever they do. Now after that, I read somewhere that we should not do. We don't have any right on body after death. So whether, nobody can donate it or something, it should not be done because mind and ego are still alive. So it may create problem for the deceased. So is it true? Should we donate the body or not?
I don't think that we should or we should not. And there is no hard and fast rule. If you feel you want to donate, you can donate. No, nothing wrong. If you feel you don't want to donate also, it's nothing wrong. See, let me tell you one thing. But if you ask me, donating the body for the sake of giving eyes to somebody or for the sake of is a good thing. But honestly, in a spiritual life, how does it matter? Because as per karma, we all get our eyes, we get our body, we get our legs, we get everything, we get our organs. Is it necessary to donate the body? All these things, what is important? This is not important question at all. What is important is my realization I am not the body. If I am not the body, then how does it matter whether I donate or don't donate? It hardly matters. And there's nothing wrong. Not that after the disease, the mind and ego, the moment you are gone, at the moment of death, when you are gone, in the next moment you are reborn. You have no connection with the body left. The body, you have already left the body. Now the body can go for medical college, can go for you can transplant anything. No problem at all. Each one must make their own call. You must take your call for your body. I will take my call for my body. But in reality, kya ye my body, your body? The body is nothing. It's all Maya. It's all Leela. Should we have to do it? Hardly. We should not give more importance to this, according to me. But nothing has happened to your mother. Your mother has gone 5 years back. Your mother is no more your mother. Your mother's journey is over. The one who was your mother has already started another journey if she has not got liberation. There are only two possibilities. Your mother has been liberated and united with God. So khatam ho gaya. Your mother is already reborn somewhere. Wo bhi khatam ho gaya. The mother has become daughter of somebody. How does it matter to you now?
Okay.
So don't forget, this question should not come to your mind again, because I think this question will trouble you. It will go on troubling you. मेरे माँ की आत्मा को शांति मिलेगी, मेरी माँ की कहाँ है, मेरी माँ, हमने उसको बॉडी को ये दिया, सही किया, गलत किया, ना. Close the, आज के बाद don't think about it. Stop, remove this subject from your mind altogether.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Krishna. Krishna and then Deepanjali.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, Krishna, bolo.
You had said there are two sparks of enlightenment, right?
Your voice is not.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible, but earlier
not.
Speak loudly, or we can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Speak loudly, please.
Yeah. See, you had said there are two sparks of enlightenment, right?
Yes.
I'm not audible, so I'll ask tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is,
you ask tomorrow. Remember your question. Or type it out.
Tomorrow.
Or you type out the question.
Yeah.
Deepanjali. Yes, Deepanjali.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I want to know when we, like, I am so in early stage in this like spiritual life, when I start doing meditation or whenever I visit temples or like some holy places in which positive environment is there, I don't know why I started crying and there are like so much tears in my eyes. Every time I notice this thing only. Why is it so?
There is something subconscious. When you are crying without your actually wanting to cry, this is called subconscious. So there is something in your consciousness which you don't know. But if you are crying and it is happy crying, it's fine. If you're crying and it is sad crying, you should understand why are you crying. You should try to see what is this crying caused by.
Like there is no end effect. After crying, I don't feel anything. Like it's like numb. Nothing.
You don't feel good about it?
Light.
So I don't know, because it seems to be more physiological. It's more to do with the body than to do with the soul.
Oh, there is no connection of soul with this.
No. See, it's just like saying, whenever I pass the mithai shop, I feel hungry. Okay, when I pass the mithai shop, I feel hungry. Okay. So there are some things we don't know why when you're going to the temple. Maybe it's some past connection with God. Maybe it is some aspiration. Maybe some connection with a personal God. See, every question does not need to be given a fake answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't understand something. Leave it. Nothing. Don't bother it. Don't let it not bother you. Okay. How did you come to this call, Deepanjali? You're new to the call? Who invited you?
Right. Today is my first day.
How did you come to know of this call?
One of your hosts contacted me. Actually, I bought some books from Shivoham Temple from Bangalore. So
Okay,
I gave my contact number there.
Okay, very good. So this call is every day 8 o'clock, Friday 7:30. You please join. Whenever you can join, ask questions. Okay. Thank you, Deepanjali. We have got just few minutes to close. Who would like to ask questions? We just have maximum 5 more minutes to close. Yes, Rekha. Okay, Rekha. Her connection is always weak. Yes, bolo Rekha.
Where am I lacking behind?
That you have to analyze. You have to analyze. You cannot. It is like going to the doctor and telling the doctor, why I am sick? Huh? Oh, doctor. Hey, doctor, why I am sick, doctor? Then what doctor will say?
No, but the guru has to tell now where we are lacking behind.
If you tell the doctor your problem, then the doctor will give the solution. So you have to work towards, in this call, every day there are so many people asking questions. You have to reflect where you are lacking. So many questions, so much learning. Every day you're coming on the call. Every day you must learn something. Otherwise, coming on the call is no use. Every day you have to learn something. Then only you will come to know what is lacking by paying a lot of attention and not asking silly questions. Today's question is okay. Where am I lacking? But where am I lacking? Only you can find out. The guru can guide you. The guru can come to know if there's a particular point you tell the guru, okay, this is my problem. This is what I'm doing, right or wrong. Guru can tell right or wrong. But guru cannot know what's happening in your mind. Guru is not a magician. Guru is not having any CCTV into your head. So Vinay.
Guruji, for enlightenment, we have to transcend our ego.
Yes.
So it's the saying is very easy, but the doing is very tough.
Yes.
So every time we tread in that path, we fall down. How to keep on moving? What should be the key of motivation?
So this is exactly what we spoke on last Friday. What did we speak on last Friday? We spoke of 2 weeks back, the 8 stages of spiritual awakening. So Vinay, you must be a mumukshu. You must be one seeking God, yearning for God. Then you must be a jigyasu. You must want the wisdom. That will lead you to being a jnani. Then you will become a yogi. Then you will become a Buddha. In this journey, if your mumukshu is weak, suppose you are mad after a woman. Suppose you're crazy after a woman. And that woman is 10 times more important to you than even God. Then you will be so attached to that woman that God becomes secondary. If sip is not what you grip, that means gone. Your journey itself is gone. Then you have you have to be a jigyasu. Constantly your focus has to be on the subject. Like I told Surajit, you can play chess, but you should not want to be a champion. So we have to constantly, the yearning has to be for divine and liberation. The seeking has to be for the truth. Then we have to acquire wisdom of a jnani. Then we have to try to be a yogi, which means living in yoga. Then we become Buddha. This is the first step of self-realization. Today we spoke about 2 steps. We don't talk of second step, we talk later. So what you're saying, when you're going on this path, you're going up, then falling, then you're going up, then you're falling. Why are you falling? What is making you fall? Suppose one man told me, I am very happy, I am very spiritual, but then sometimes I have a problem. Sometimes for one week, I lose it. I asked him, what is the problem in 1 week? He said, sometimes when I'm with my friends, I become sharabi. I drink whiskey with my friends. After I start drinking whiskey, I forget everything. Then after all my friends go after 1 week, again I realize, oh, I forgot, I have to go back to Zoom call. Then I come for Zoom call. No, whiskey can kill you. No, whiskey can fog your intellect. Whiskey or brandy or rum or any intoxicant, any drug. Today we talk of Osho. Osho was supposed to be an enlightened master, but he was all that into drugs. He got into drugs and women and Rolls Royce and Rolex. Gaya na, ho gaya, aaj kaam se gaya. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you have to be very, very focused on your subject. It is the most beautiful subject in the world, but you have to have focus.
Okay,
So it's very easy to lose this path. इसलिए इतने कम लोग हैं. इसलिए ये path पे there are such few people on the path because most other people get distracted. Yoga Narasimhan.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, you
sir, like when we are working, like the mind plays a very important role. Like thought bombards us, and we have to complete assignments and do many other things. One thought after another thought keeps bombarding us. So in this kind of a state, how can we remain in consciousness? It's like only when I'm doing like bhakti and doing prayers, I'm like connected like for half an hour or 45 minutes. And then when I enter the day-to-day activities, it's like the mind takes over.
It is completely wrong to think that the mind taking over will make you more efficient. This is the biggest lie. Suppose, what business are you into? What work do you do?
I work as a communications coach.
You work as a communication coach. If you are in the mind state, you cannot be successful. Even as a communication coach, you must be in consciousness. What is the meaning of consciousness? It means that you should have only one thought at a time. If you're coaching somebody or you're having a meeting, your mind should be 100% on that coaching. You cannot think, oh, tomorrow, what is my subject? What I'll speak tomorrow? Has the money come for yesterday's talk which I gave? No, that's all not your business now. The moment when you're giving a lecture, if your mind is thinking about yesterday's payment and tomorrow's talk, that means you're the slave of the mind. And you cannot be successful as a communication coach. If you want to be successful as a communication coach, please communicate in consciousness. In consciousness means your intellect is in command. You are coaching people in consciousness with intellect, with master over thoughts. You are in command of the thoughts.
Okay.
I hope I've given you a different perspective of consciousness is not only spirituality. Consciousness is very important for day-to-day living. I hope I will have one session on this one of these days. How we must remain in consciousness. Whatever be, we may be software engineer, or we may be a teacher, or we may be a manufacturer, or we may be a lawyer. If you are not in consciousness, then the intellect will be fogged, and you're dead. You're finished. You're gone.
But for life, it's okay, sir. But how to move ahead spiritually?
Once you're in consciousness, you will spiritually evolve. See, suppose you're in consciousness as a coach, as a communications coach. That consciousness will make you spiritually connected. Because the moment you transcend the mind, then you will spend some time in silence. Then you will try to contemplate, why am I a coach? Your focus will go away from making money because you'll realize what is the purpose. All this happens in consciousness. Therefore, first of all, don't think that you are a slave of the mind and the mind is bombarding you. No. First you overcome that. Come into conscious, come back to consciousness, come back to consciousness. And if you are in a state of consciousness, then you're good. Thank you, Yogita and Kiran. Yogita?
गुरुजी मेरे को आपसे ये पूछना है, जैसे ये दो स्टेट इन्होंने, जैसे ओशो जी का आपने एग्जांपल दिया, ये स्टेट पाने के बाद भी कैसे गलत राह पे चले जाते हैं, मतलब प्रभु का और अपना ज्ञात होने के बाद भी ये कैसे?
So yeah, you know, okay, first of all, you know that Osho was, Rajneesh was, a lot of enlightenment था, उसके पास नहीं था.
हाँ, yes, I feel personally he has.
हाँ, और ये भी मानते हैं कि उसके बाद वो भटक गया, ये भी आप मानते हैं?
हाँ, मतलब मुझे वो ही समझ नहीं आता उनका जो, अब जैसे ये भी मुझे पता है, ड्रग्स वाली बात भी आपने बोली, ये भी आपको, मेरे को आज भी होता है वो सब, लेकिन मेरे को ये समझ नहीं आती प्रभु का ज्ञात होने के बाद, अपना ज्ञात होने के बाद ये रॉन्ग पाथ कैसे हो गया? अब अगर मैं सोचूं तो जैसे ये सदगुरु जी हैं, ये जो सदगुरु जी हैं, जैसे आप भी हैं और श्री एम भी हैं, आप सब जो करते हैं वो डिफरेंट तरह का है, लेकिन व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट सदगुरु जी, आई फाइंड इट दैट इट्स अ कंप्लीट बिजनेस, इट इज नॉट समथिंग, मतलब आई गॉट कंफ्यूज्ड टुडे कि ये चीज अगर इनको प्रभु ने दे दी, इनको ज्ञात दे दिया प्रभु ने, ये इनलाइटेंड हो गए, तो ये दे आर, व्हाई दे आर इनटू मेकिंग मनी, व्हाई दे आर इनटू ऑल दिस?
That you have to ask them. You have to ask them why they are doing what they are doing. I cannot give answer to you, right? All I can tell you is you should not do it.
I can tell प्रभु जी आपके पास आने का ही सिर्फ है प्रभु से मिलना और ये सफरिंग को कटा के, बस अगर ईश्वर ने चाहा इस जन्म में हुआ,
इस जन्म में आप म्यूट हो गए, इस जन्म में ही होगा। योगी आपका वॉइस चले गया, इस जन्म में ही होगा, अगले जन्म में होने का सवाल नहीं है, होगा तो इस जन्म में होगा।
बस आपका आशीर्वाद रहे, हो जाए तो बस।
अगले जन्म के ऊपर कुछ गारंटी मत रखना। किरण एंड ब्लिको, आई सॉ किरण एंड आई सॉ ब्लिको। किरण, is it Rumata ji or who's Kiran? Some new Kiran? Yes,
Hello.
Kiran. हेलो,
नमस्कार। नमस्कार गुरुजी, आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ बोलिए किरण।
नमस्कार। बहुत अच्छा लगता है मुझे आपकी बातें सुन के, और मतलब शायद जीवन सफल हो गया कि इतना टाइम मुझे मिलता है देखने को। आपको दो चार क्वेश्चन, नहीं मैं आई तो कई बार हूँ, लेकिन मेरी बात आज आपसे पहली बार हो रही है।
अच्छा बोलिए, आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे इंसान ये जानता है कि ये गलत है, उसके बाद भी वो गलत क्यों करता है? जैसे ये जानते हैं कि वाइन नहीं पीनी चाहिए, इससे नुकसान है, उतर जाती है तो लोग लगते कि नहीं ये तो ठीक है, और उसके बाद फिर वो चले जाते हैं उसी पाथ में। तो ऐसा क्यों होता है? इसको कैसे कंट्रोल किया जा सकता है?
Because we are controlled by the mind. The mind makes us blind. In thought we are caught. तो इंसान जब अपने मन में भटक जाता है, मन में अटक जाता है, अपने अहंकार में अटक जाता है, फिर प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो जाती है।
तो क्या इसको ठीक कर सकते हैं? हो सकता है?
हाँ, इसी को कहते हैं by realizing कि I am not the body, mind and ego. आप समझते हैं आप किरण है, हाँ सही, आप किरण है कि नहीं?
हाँ।
नहीं, आप किरण नहीं है, आपका नाम किरण है।
माइंड एंड बॉडी क्या बोलते हैं?
When you were born, was your name Kiran? The day you were born, was your name Kiran?
No.
हाँ, तो लेकिन throughout life you keep on telling I am Kiran, I am Kiran, I am Kiran. No, you are not Kiran. Your name is Kiran.
जी।
जब आप when you go, किरण जी, अब जब ये आप एक तलाश में जाएगी कि मैं कौन हूँ, मैं कौन हूँ, मैं ये तन नहीं, मैं ये मन नहीं, मैं ये अहंकार नहीं, यही कॉल पे हम डेली यही बात करते हैं।
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है।
हाँ, प्लीज कम एवरी डे, बट यू मस्ट नॉट मिस, यू मस्ट कम एवरी डे, तभी इस कॉल का कोई वैल्यू, लाभ मिलेगा। इस कॉल का किसी को लाभ चाहिए तो हर रोज आना है। कुछ लोग हैं वो आते हैं फिर जाते हैं, फिर आते हैं फिर जाते हैं, फिर कोई कनेक्शन टूट जाता है। तो ट्राई टू कम फ्रीक्वेंटली, ठीक है? और सवाल भी पूछने में मतलब हेजिटेट मत कीजिए। देयर शुड बी नो हेजिटेशन।
मैंने पहली बार पूछा और आपने, मुझे उम्मीद नहीं थी कि मुझे जवाब मिलेगा, पर मिला। और भी कई क्वेश्चन है जो मैं शायद इस पब्लिक मंच में नहीं कह सकती, तो मुझसे बात करनी है, तो कैसे कर पाऊंगी?
तो मेरा
लाइफ
WhatsApp
में बहुत सफरिंग चल रही है।
तो मेरा
और
WhatsApp
मैं
नंबर है आपके पास? मेरा WhatsApp नंबर
नहीं
है?
है सर, नहीं है सर।
So please note WhatsApp number and the administrator will paste it 98451
जी 1 मिनट सर,
Yeah, it's and
1
on the
मिनट
screen.
सर।
Yeah,
जी
screen पे है
जी
98451 55555.
ठीक है सर।
तो ये आप
मैं
मुझे
इससे
WhatsApp WhatsApp. Anybody wants to ask me a personal question, you can WhatsApp me. So I will take 24 hours to respond, Kiranji. Okay. Anybody should be closed? Anyone last question? Anybody with one more last question? Bliko, did you put your hand up, Bliko? Or was it by mistake? Bliko doesn't want to speak. Just let Bliko speak if he wants to say something. Yes, Bliko, if you want to say something, it's your time to say something. Bliko.
Yeah, I have a question, but you can answer tomorrow. We are talking about mind. I want to know more about the connection between mind and self-confidence. Like people say, right, that I lost because of my mind and this thing. So this self-confidence is controlling the mind, right? That mastering the mind.
So Bliko, this is exactly going. Yeah, this is exactly going away from our subject, because the moment you talk of self-confidence, then the self you're talking about is the ego, and that takes you away from being nothing. When you want to achieve the spiritual journey, then you want to reach that state where I am nothing. And when you want to reach, the moment you start talking about self-confidence, Bliko, don't you agree that just today I'm giving you a brief answer? That means the ego. I want to have self-confidence. When I am nothing, Bliko,
correct.
I'm not saying but for normal people, it's good, Bliko. For normal people to ask this question is okay. But for you and me to talk of this question, it's not relevant. We should move on. We should surrender. We should accept. We should move on. What is self-confidence when I am nothing? So,
you can say self-discipline, right? Self-discipline.
Yeah, self-discipline we can talk of. Self-discipline is required because that is part of the journey. But we'll talk more of it. And like you know, that today the time is over. It has been a long 1 hour session today. So I will take your permission and we will meet tomorrow at 8 with folded hands. I bow down.